So every single time you start a new game in The Sims 4, you always move into one of these 3 lots in Willow Creek here. And then once your sim has earned a little bit more money and they're in that 35 to 40k budget, they want to move out into a slightly bigger house, maybe a family house with more rooms. And one of the options is Rindle Rose. So you move into this house blind and you look at it and you think, oh my God, this is just a side step. It's just the same thing, but a slightly bit bigger. So today we are fixing Rindle Rose and I'm going to be making it look like an actual upgrade. Right now it's 34k and I'm going to try and keep it underneath 40k total, because this is going to be one of those upgrade houses where you go from a single sim household into a house with 2 rooms, because maybe you want a family with kids. And I'm going to keep the original structure there because every time I do a reno, you guys love to say to me, Satch, you've changed the whole building. So today I'm actually keeping the building. I'm just changing it slightly. So that firstly means deleting all of the furniture because it doesn't need to exist at all. And now the inside is an empty canvas. There are some very small things we can do with the outside to make it better. Firstly, we can fix this roof here. In order to alter the roof so it doesn't clip, I'm actually going to duplicate this on top of itself, bring the side eaves in so they're not clipping on this specific one. And then the one where it is clipping, I'm gonna bring the eaves in that way. So we basically got 2 roofs and that helps it to look a bit more seamless. I am gonna try and keep it to the original design, so we're keeping the same color. Another thing we could do to easily fix this awning here, we could use a spandrel, although the game isn't accepting the spandrel and I'm not too sure why. Maybe if I create some walls. These can be temperamental. It's not showing very well underneath the roof here, but usually if you place a blank wall, you can just place the spandrels inside of it and it should work out fine, although for some reason it's not linking properly. I think there's just something cursed about this base game build. Nothing wants to work as intended. I'm also going to change the roof trim on the entire thing to plain white all over because it's a lot more sexy. I mean, just by doing some minor adjustments, even the outside like instantly just looks slightly more pretty. And the back roof, we fix it in the exact same way. Bring the main eaves in, duplicate the roof on top of itself, bring it downwards, bring the eaves back out, and then just adjust this second one to where you want it to go. And then it should clip a lot less. It can be a little bit fiddly doing this, but once you've done it, you can make the roofs look a little bit better. I mean, there is always like the tiniest little bit, but you can't really help that. Again, I'm just bringing the main roof piece up a little bit as well. There we go. Also, it kind of bugs me that this doesn't actually have a backyard because I feel like it would be good for family gameplay. Like, I don't know if we want to add the side around here, but then it makes this area too small. Like, I just want to have a smallish backyard if that's possible at all. I'm thinking we use a fence. I'm going to section it off with bushes because this way our Sims can actually have a garden, because I kind of want to build this for maybe like 2 parents or just 1 parent and a child, or at least 2 children sharing the exact same room, because that's, in my opinion, what a 40k upgrade house in The Sims 4 should be for. It should literally just be to upgrade so that you can fit your Sims kids in somewhere. And I've told you guys before, in every single build you need to put lavender to save the bees. If you're not saving the bees, what the fuck are you doing? Now, with that said, the base game, I believe it was 2 years ago, they actually came out with an update to all of the in-game floorings, meaning we basically got a ton more swatches that they didn't have when the base game first came out. And I feel like a lot of people forget about this, and it's another reason why it's so important to update all of the older base game builds, because there's literally so much. Now, because the exterior is slightly pink, exterior, which is not complete, by the way, I'm just getting bored of it, so I'm moving on to the inside. I kind of want to do a pink interior too. I mean, if you don't like the pink wall, you can literally just change it with a different wall color, like it's not that deep. But for this specific build, we're keeping it a subtle pink. I'm also using this colors website to help design our theme. You basically just hit space and it generates a color theme based on your color that you want. Like if you pick a specific color, you can build this color scheme around it, and these are all apparently meant to look good together. I would also just like to add a color which represents against the wooden flooring that we've got that we can lock in, and then we base all of the other colors around it. So I like the idea of having an almond, this is called, and a really bright yellow along with black. So I'm going to be using this as the scheme. So that means we've got our black kitchen counters that we're using in the house, and I'm taking the almond very seriously with the bar stools and the matching almond sink. Could even have an almond cooker if we're feeling particularly anal about it. Not that I know anything about anal, because I told you guys I am a top not a bottom. Anyway, I am considering getting rid of the bar stools because it leaves us with a lot less room to make a pretty living room, and that is something that I am very conscious about, because ideally I want a 3-seater sofa in here. But do you know what? I don't think it's going to fit. No, I don't. Maybe we'll have to get rid of that for now. I mean, thinking about it, is a very weirdly shaped house in that respect. Maybe it is only possible to have a 2-seater sofa in here, you know? I think that's what we're going to have to do. It's a compromise I didn't want to make. I think we're going to have to make it. Well, you know, I guess we could have a 3-seater sofa. Also, I realize I color matched the original flooring wrong, so our theme now includes 2 greens and a purple. And honestly, I quite like the idea of just having this big sofa. And when I do these renovation houses, I always like to look at the traits. Like, this TV stand comes with no environment rating, but this one comes with environment 2, which means your Sims are going to be happier in the house. So I do like to think about these things, because I guess collectively it should be making a difference. Though I will admit to you guys, I think the shape of the house is very, very tough to work with. Even just trying to fit just like a basic round dining table is proving to be quite difficult. I kind of wanted to have a square one, but realistically, I think circular is going to have to do, because I do like to keep at least some open space, because I also think to myself, like, when it comes to winter in the game, you are putting a Christmas tree right here, and I know you are. That's why I like to leave certain spaces open, just because it's a lot more realistic that way. Because I am conscious about the budget, I'm specifically trying hard to not like over clutter it, because I feel like it's better to do that one near the end. Now, the main bedroom, do you know what? I am going to make it pink too, because again, I feel like I just have an image in my mind of the parent of this household just like wanting everything obnoxiously pink. Maybe you could make a family with a husband and wife, and the husband absolutely hates his wife because she makes everything pink, like she's a proper yummy mummy, and he just pisses her off. I feel like that would be a really fun storyline to do. Again, I'm also considerate of the beds, because the cheap base game bed that you have in a starter home is energy 4. So I want to give it one which is just like slightly higher. I mean, this one is energy 6. So with energy 6, at least they're getting a better night's sleep, because that's what I feel like you should be getting from a base game starter home to 40k home. Like, you should be getting slightly better furniture, not perfect, but slightly better to help your Sims lives. If you guys want to know the inspo and the vibe of what's going on in this build, I'm currently listening to Paramore, which I never ever listened to. If you guys ever see me with my Samsung earpods in, it is because I'm listening to music whilst building. I mean, usually I watch something on Netflix, but I can't really do that whilst I'm recording a video. I've literally just finished watching Baby Reindeer, which was so chaotic. I absolutely loved it. Anyways, you guys know what the base game is lacking: regular like standing wardrobes. So I feel like maybe I'm just not going to be able to put one in this build, even though I really want to. But if we make a desk, and something I told you guys before, I actually like to take one of the dining chairs and I put it in front of the desk, because that's what a lot of people do in real life, and it makes your house feel a lot more lived in and normal. But I am acknowledging, if we do fit this in, we won't really have enough room for a dresser, especially one that fits the theme of the room, which is a little bit annoying. But okay, like, this is, I just feel like I wish the base game had a much better dresser. Do you know what I mean? This is the only one that looks moderately normal, but even then, like, it's just so big. So we've just got a chest of drawers. Although we could put some clothes here just like this to create the illusion that they've got more. I'm also gonna be turning this room into a kids room, though you know what, it's quite big, and so is the bathroom. Do you guys know what I'm gonna do? Because I complained before that we didn't have enough room. I'm actually gonna be moving the kitchen down here. Yes, I am. Suddenly we have a little bit more breathing room in the living room, which is really great, and I can go back and amend this later. For now, I'll just add some doors back in, because bathrooms can only be 6 tiles, and that's literally completely fine. Because I was thinking, like, a kid's bedroom doesn't really need to be that big. So the vibe vibe I'm going for here is like your sim has just found a partner and they're going to be moving out to have a baby. So I want to add a crib here at first, which can obviously easily just be replaced with a kid's bed in its place. But for now, it's just going to be a crib because I'm just getting the image of gameplay in mind. That's always the most important thing when I do builds. I think it's always good to think about like what kind of gameplay you're going to be getting out of this. Also, guys, can somebody tell me how long this giraffe has been here? I've never noticed this giraffe in my entire life. This is how The Sims 4 normally works for me. I constantly find brand new objects, even though I open this game and play it literally almost every single day. I'm still finding new stuff. Also, guys, top tip. I feel like a lot of people say this, but I just can't express it enough. Size the dollhouse down twice and Sims will still be able to play with it completely fine. It is a must. In fact, I might pop the dollhouse, you know, into the living room. But maybe I might size it up just a little bit and pop it here because, again, in real life, guys, kids' toys and stuff wouldn't be locked into their bedroom. They would be all over the house. So because we're making a family home, I am going to be popping some random kids' toys literally everywhere because, again, that is literally what would be happening in real life. You could even pop the kids' toy box, honestly, in the living room, and I genuinely feel like it makes a lot more sense than it being in the kids' bedroom. And I feel like most real life parents would agree with me. Also, I feel like, again, with kids' rooms, I feel like they're not really meant to be aesthetic. Like in real life, most parents are not pulling huge budgets into their kids' bedrooms. They're giving them a small, crappy, trashy looking space. Most parents are not giving their kids nice things. No, they're not. That's a brutally honest truth. So I feel like it's the same in The Sims 4 as well. And before I get, you know, another Sims 4 base game update that we got was light switches. So I'm going to be putting light switches in every single room because it makes sense. And again, we've got a more expensive toilet, so it's less likely to break, which I feel like is a suitable upgrade for your home. It's the same with the sink. And then I do really love this base game bathtub shower combo, the best in the game. And bathrooms, like, I really do just like to keep them as simple as possible. We're also only 4K away from the top of our budget and we don't have everything. We're still missing the garden and a lot of decorations. Firstly, I'm going to be getting rid of this wall and I'm actually going to be getting the kitchen counters again because now we've actually got that wall back and we've saved so much space. I feel like we can now just appropriately add in a couple of end counters and then put some chairs on there like this. That's perfect. And then this fits a lot better. And we can add a little kids chair in here, seeing that we've got a little kiddo in the household. I'm not going to add a computer because I feel like you were probably bringing that from your Sims starter home to your brand new home. So that's just something to consider. Although things like a TV, like, of course you want a nice TV upgrade. So I'm leaving the nice TV in there, although it is very expensive, but it's fine. It's a price we have to pay. Now, in terms of the outside itself, I'm gonna try and keep it very, very basic because I feel like there's not really any outdoor activities really for families in the base game. You need to pack like seasons or something, but I am trying to keep this one a base game build, so I won't be adding too much. I mean, we will add a bird feeder because it's sweet. One singular decking chair, and I'm just gonna add a subtleish looking garden table and some chairs. And then we can put this barbecue in here too. That's nice. So in terms of other things for outside, just for aesthetic, I'm popping a porthole window here, maybe another one on the back and another one on the other side. I've also just realized, guys, the bathroom doesn't have a window. I'm pretty sure a window wasn't in there to begin with, actually, so that's rather funny. So I'm just shuffling the whole build around now so we can fit in a window. We've just got some interior decorations to do. Firstly, I would really love to get curtains in every room. Curtains really are like the most expensive thing when you're doing any Sims build, which I just feel like it makes no sense. Like, why are curtains so expensive in this game? Of all things to be wasting money on, and our budget goes on curtains. But it is what it is. I mean, you know what? Some of these kids' toys are dead expensive. This is 165. This little, I don't know, this monster thing, that's going. This koala thingy here is 90. We're getting rid of you. Jesus Christ. This has opened my eyes to just how like the little things add up. Like this helicopter, 150 255, no chance. So you're being replaced with something a lot cheaper. Oh my God, even this robot is almost 300 simoleons. Oh my Lord. Okay, this is 425 at this unicorn, which is not happening. This is, I mean, this is like 120, which is so much cheaper. So we've already saved ourselves quite a bit of money, which I'm surprised with. So after being a little bit skimpy, we've got some more room to work with, which is nice, meaning we can get a little bit more decor and some nicer things as well. So I've been adding just a little bit of decor. Like I've added just a couple of paintings around here, obviously because it's base game and we still have a budget. We still have to be somewhat reasonable in terms of our expectations for the build and making sure that we don't add too much, especially too much expensive stuff. I am having to scrimp a little bit. Okay, like our barbecue is like 1,000 simoleons, which is literally insane. Also, I just want to point out right over the road from this house lot is a generic open park with barbecues in it. I just feel like as Simmers, we never use these spaces enough, do we really? So I'm actually not going to put a barbecue because I feel like, okay, maybe you could just, do you know what I mean? Like have a barbecue in that area in the corner over there. And the secret real reason why we got rid of the barbecue is because we need some more decorations to go around the house, especially plants. Like I didn't even think about plants really, but we've literally barely got anything, and they're a great way of raising up your in-game environment rating. I'm also considering maybe making the kitchen made of lino or something. Is it strange that it's wooden? I don't know. I'm also changing the living room planks to these ones here because I think they just look a little bit nicer. Maybe we could corner this off. There we go, just like that. And oh no, we've got a bin. I always forget bins. Also, like we don't have a microwave. I'm gonna put the second best one in. We're just over the 40k budget mark now. It wasn't like an exact science, like it has to be exactly under 40,000 because it's not that deep, is it? We're not doing a challenge like that. We're just making it so that it feels realistic in terms of being an upgrade from a standard base game house where you're ready to start a family. And I feel like if you change this bedroom around a little bit, you could probably fit another bed in there very, very easily. So you could have 2 kids in here. You can have the parents in this room. So with everything, all of the clutter that's in the house, the actual exterior of the house itself, we've got it down to 41,578, which I think's pretty good for a base game upgrade house in between like a nice luxury house and a starter home. All of the gameplay objects like the oven, the toilet, the beds, etc., they're an upgrade from the starter ones. So they're going to improve your needs ratings a lot better. We've got decorations, so your Sims won't complain they're in an ugly environment. And I feel like there's enough room to add a couple of functional objects, and you could always just like get rid of the dollhouse or get rid of the kids stuff entirely to add other things. I feel like it's very customizable. So I'm very happy with our subtle base game overhaul of Rindle Rose, and I will pop this one on the gallery if you would like to see it too. If you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy the next video recommended here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.